Wow. So we're like take number 4. We're gonna try this out again. Let's see how this works. See if we can get Lynn in here without any problems. See if any of the people come back that were watching earlier. Maybe. Shamika Andrews. Oh, awesome. You came back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was afraid that maybe we won't get the people back because well, y'all see what happens. I can't explain that kind of thing. So, anyways, there she is. She's here. Live in the flesh.
Wow.
Fourth
We made
time
it this time.
charm. Yes. And Jade Walker's in the house. Jade's my niece. She's a little cutie. Raffia.
But you've got some major wind.
A what? Yeah,
You've got wind happening.
Yeah, it's blowing so hard I couldn't even hear what you just said there. I thought you said you had a major wind. I'm like, no, really not. I about sailed off the top of a roof today. That was kind of fun. Yeah, we had to go up on a roof and install a chimney stack. And at the same time, a 52-mile-per-hour gust of wind about caught me just weird while I was on the ladder and took me right off the ladder. So that was way fun. Christine, how you doing? Shane Voss, nice to see you, man. Let me see who else. I just saw somebody else. Kyle just jumped in and Blaine Kerr is back. I was afraid he wasn't going to come back. So, yeah, it's been a crazy day. You know, windy. The last 2 days have been just stupid with wind. And
well, that's what we had. We had that last week here. It was like major windstorm here. So I know what that's like. We had stuff flying, big branches in the pool, and it's crazy, but that's winter.
But I'm a pretty husky boy to be blown away. I mean, it takes a pretty oh wow, that was a hell of a breeze. I'll put it that way. It pushed me wherever it wanted me to be. But
crazy. Well, you know, we've been trying to do this damn topic for like a week now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a reason why like tech challenges are just not allowing us to cover this topic. I don't know. It's really bizarre. But we're in the middle of this series and
apparently we're not supposed to be connecting with anybody.
Wow. Crazy. Thank you everybody for joining us. So we'd love it if you hit the share button. Just takes 2 seconds, click the share button and share this out. Because we're in the middle of a series of the 6 human needs. Work based on, this is a test. If you don't know, if you're joining us for the first time, you don't know what we're talking about, you can go to our website right now, gritandgracetv.com, and click on the show resources tab. You can take an online 6 human needs test. They don't want your email address. There's no opt-in. There's no nothing. You can take the test. I was just looking, and we've had like a couple hundred people visit and take that test. So you can find out what your top 2 needs are. So we're in the middle of going through each of them. And tonight we're supposed to be covering love and connection. Now this is number 4 out of the 6. And the first 4 are basic everyday living human needs. We've been trying to do this for a damn week. And for one reason or another, we cannot because of tech problems. So hopefully we can do it tonight. So
yeah, that's this love and connection. I don't know what
powerful.
It is. I don't know
powerful.
What it is about. Yeah, it's powerful, yes, but what do you mean not usually on? Oh, you're not usually on. I was gonna say we're always on this late. This is like our time slot. This is how we get down in the trailer hood. Anyways,
And the trailer.
so yeah, we're talking about love and connection tonight, and I've learned a lot about love and connection. It's tested me this week. In last week, I should say, over the course of the last week, connection with friends who I thought were different than who they say, or that different than who they actually show up to be. And even the love aspect, because I know that I'm that guy that loves everybody. I don't care what it is about you. You could be the worst person on the planet. Okay, so maybe you're not the worst person, but you could be someone who has a past that you're just trying to struggle to get through. The past, sometimes they haunt us. I love you anyways. I love you. But at the same time, this last week, it's challenged me to no end. And mainly because, I don't know, last week was like my Pandora's box of screw Chris over. With the Facebook Lives not working, the it's been horrible week. So thank God it's Monday. God, did I just say that out loud? Anyways, thank God it's Monday. It's the start of a new week. It's the start of a new outlook, and this is gonna work. I have no doubt in my mind. Oh, holy crap. Lynn is froze up. There she comes back. What is going on? There we go. So, don't do this to me. Not this week. This week's a good
We
week.
got to get through this friggin' need, man. This is
All
crazy.
Right. So anyways.
But just to explain if you're just joining us, we all get these 6 human needs met all the time in different ways. We'll either get them met in negative or positive ways. But we generally operate, we all have 2 top needs, primarily that we function from, that we make decisions, how we move through life. And so we have 2 top needs. Doesn't mean that one's better than the other, one's right or wrong, none of that. This is all about understanding how you operate and how you go about meeting your needs. So we go through and cover the needs and what your beliefs are and what your character is with that. And if you're going about meeting this need in a negative way, how you can turn that around in a positive way. At the very end of this series, which will be, we have 2 more to cover, and then we're going to do a final one where we reveal ours. Will be next week. But hey, Sadie. Hey, Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us. So again, you can go to our website and take the test that we're talking about, the 6 human needs, gritandgracetv.com. Click on show resources. If you could share this out, we'd love you. I just want to say a shout out really quick to Drew Carson. He left us a fabulous review on our Facebook page today. Love you. Love you. Love you. Thanks, Drew.
Awesome. Hey, yeah, Drew, I know I saw his little shout out tonight that he needed someone to come on the show, and I'm pretty sure he actually name dropped you.
So yeah, he asked if I would.
Did you go on the show?
No, I couldn't.
Oh man,
yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, no.
Anyways, I was hoping we'd have something to talk about there too.
No, so let's get going on love and connection. We got to get through this.
Yeah. So if your first need is for love and connection, some of your beliefs are, in order to feel worthy, I need to love and be loved. I need to have meaningful connections with people. If I'm not loved and I can't give my love, I'm worthless.
That's your belief.
Yeah, that's your belief. And how this belief serves you is, I'm kind and generous to those I love, and I can be fiercely protective of them. I'm nurturing and responsible.
Yeah. Again, no right or wrong, no good or bad. If that's one of your top 2 needs, that's how you move. Now, you can be meeting this in a negative way, which we see, right? You could lose sight of this principle. you know, you have to love yourself first. Absolutely. You can't always give and give and give to other people, because then you forget who you are. You forget what you need. You don't give yourself the love that you need, the nurturing you need, the attention that you need. Um, you know, being loved is being needed does not equal being loved. So a lot of times people will, they never say no, they always overschedule, um, they they just give and give and give until they're exhausted. And that is a hint that this is a strong need, and but you're meeting it in a negative way for yourself.
Oh, that was it. I had nothing. We've gone through this so many dang times. It's like, where do
Oh,
I
I
go
know,
from here
right?
now? 'Cause
Hey, Rosa.
you would
Thank
think we'd
you. I
have
love
something to say, but unfortunately, we've
mm.
already done said it twice before.
3 times even we've tried to do this
Oh, that's
particular
right, three
topic in loving
times.
connection. So go ahead.
I was gonna say the third time didn't really take off too far, so I guess.
Mm,
Anyways,
yeah.
so let's just keep on keeping on. Oh well.
Poor CJ almost gets blown off a ladder. He's in a windstorm, tech problems.
Uh, but
Ah, I tell you.
we do what we do because we like to do this. This is my safety zone. I mean, I don't have to worry about getting blown away right now. So we're just going to keep on with loving connection because,
Oh,
well, I don't, you know, I found it hard to talk about
thank you, Rosa.
this um, need the last time too. I wonder if it's because it's not that big of a priority in my list. I wonder if that's why I find it harder to speak on this than some of the other ones.
Really, why?
I don't know. It just, I mean, this just, it's just one of
Because
those
it's
things.
not
It's
one.
not high. It's not high on my priority list. So,
Not that it's not a priority. It's not your top needs that you
right,
function primarily
exactly,
from, right? Yeah.
right.
So I get it. I get it. So just to give some context, I'll give a little story um, with this whole love and connection thing. In elementary school, I had a really good friend, and I think I can guarantee, knowing what I know now, her one of her top needs was significance. She had to be significant. She had to be the center of attention. She had to be the one that everybody wanted to be friends with. She liked that attention. And um, and you know, just some odd day, it was very random. Every once in a while, she would decide that she was not going to talk to me that day. We're talking like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. And I remember it because it has stuck with me. And she would just decide that day, I'm ignoring Lynn. And I remember I would spend recess and lunch following her around, trying to talk to her, and she would ignore me. And and that and she would totally ignore me, and she'd be friends, and all of a sudden it would be some other little girl come and sit beside me, and that has stuck with me to this day. And that has been something that I've really had to be conscious about in friendships and relationships, mostly friendships. And uh, so she got her need met for significance, and my I didn't get my need met for love and connection. And I don't know, because our needs can change as to what the two dominant ones are over time. Maybe that's why love and connection isn't one of the top ones for me. I don't know. But I know that it has affected me ever since grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. And so I would spend my time doing that and trying to get that connection with her. And then the next day, all of a sudden, it was like I was her best friend again, and she wanted only me around, and only me to sit beside her in this reading circle and all of that. So that that sometimes is what people will do as adults. They will you can become intrusive in people's lives because you want to be connected to people, you want that relationship with people, and but you lose sight of yourself. So that's my love and connection story that has stuck with me, and an example of forgetting yourself and busy trying to get that need met.
Now, I got nothing. Wow, this is turning into one of those nights. Oh
You got
wow,
nothing. Well, it's
got
not
nothing.
a main thing for you, right?
No, it's not. It's one of those. I can usually talk on any topic, but for tonight, it's like trying to pull teeth out of me, trying to get me to come up with anything on this topic. Just
We've been trying to do this topic for a long time, and we just got so screwed with tech problems. So, and we've gone over it and over it. We have talked about it a lot. I think we gave our all in the first three episodes times we tried to do this.
I know
It's
I think I
crazy.
might have to edit all four of these together, and
Together get
it'll be the Love and Connection show with Lynn Burnett's stories punched in there because you've had some great stories. I mean, through the three different shows, you've had some pretty amazing stories uh, talking about Love and Connection, and
Mhm.
it's one of these. Like I said, we've said everything that we wanted to say in the first two, and trying to think back to what you said before. Well, it doesn't work because it came out the way you said it the first time, and
Yeah,
to try to recreate that, it's going to lose some of its punch. And
yeah, yeah.
so I guess with Loving Connection, it's one of those things where if it's met in a healthy way, if it's met with in a way that suits your need, but at the same time allows others confident and comfortable. What? Oh wow! Like I was saying, if it helps the people around you uh, feel confident and comfortable with you in that love and connection need being met, then you can definitely use that as a way to generate long-term relationships and long-term connections with those people. The focus of wow, here we go again. But you came back quickly, and this is wow.
This is
But I found
crazy.
some
There is
words.
some
I
force.
don't.
You found some words.
Hey, Greg, I found some words while you were gone. They came out. They almost sounded intelligible for the most part.
Oh my
And
God,
Greg
that's
Barth is
funny.
joined us. Thank you, Greg, for popping in. But yeah, I was just getting ready to kick into high gear and go into focus because focusing on the relationships with those I love and how to satisfy their needs. I have great empathy for the feelings and emotions of others. I expect to be loved in return. Like I was saying, if you can find that, be able to use this focus and put this in a way where people can uh, feel connected and loved in your presence without feeling um, like what's the word I'm looking for? Just
No clue. I have no clue.
without feeling like you're being intrusive on them is basically what I'm
Yes.
saying, like overburdening. If that's one of the ways you can really leverage that focus, and you can kind of turn this into a way that it'll work for you instead of kind of working against you. We've all had those either boyfriends or girlfriends who have been extremely just overbearing. They've had to be in your business every set, typically when we're teenagers, but they're always, what are you doing? Where are you at? Who are you with? Who are you talking to? What are you doing? Want to hang out? Why aren't you hanging out with me? It's like rapid fire, like in your business. And that's that intrusiveness that that we're talking about that's coming out. Um, Understanding
It's like
this
forcing
is part,
forcing
right,
people to love you and connect with you, and that's not good for either of you.
right,
Yeah.
right.
See, you found words. Good
I found
job.
the words. Yes. I, I, I took out my
Good
color
job.
crayons and I started coloring. But anyways, so yeah, learning how
Yeah.
to refocus some of those traits that may seem a little bit overbearing to the people around you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, because you're not indispensable, right? You can uh, you want to connect on an authentic level. You want to connect in a way that meets both your needs. You can't force people to love you. You can't force people to like you. And being needed doesn't mean that that love is an automatic thing. And yeah, you're right. I think as teenagers, that's a hard time for sure. Like, why don't you like me? And yeah.
So just want to
Ooh,
say hello
I've
real
heard
quick to
wind.
Shannon King, Mohammed Farid. I hope I said that right, Mohammed. Sorry if I did not. And oh yes, Bobby G is in the house. What's up, Bobby? Nice to have you here.
And Barbara and Pamela. Yay, thanks you guys for joining us. We're talking about love and connection, one of the six human needs. So we're going through the character. If that's a top need of yours, people are very dominant in that area. Seek out love and connection is like so, so important. We want to show that sometimes if we go about meeting that need in a negative way, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. You don't get it met in a way that's fulfilling, and you can be kind of annoying to other people if you're trying to force it. So, the energy of the character of someone with that need, it's on understanding others and meeting their needs. You lose sight of your own needs if you focus too much on other people. These people feel like they can help, which it absolutely can, because if love and connection is a top need, you're just naturally a nurturer. You want to help people. You want to give. You have compassion. But where it goes overboard is you forget who you are and you don't show yourself compassion.
Oh no, we lost her again. Oh
Oh,
wow, there she is. Oh, she's back. We got
the
her back.
freezing thing. So
Hey, that
crazy.
was close. So
So
compassion.
I just want to run through the rest of that part quickly because I like getting to the solution part to help people how to meet that need in a positive way. The health. These are usually a lot of times are people that get run down. You overcommit. People that overcommit, they want to give and help, and you get run down. You're so focused on taking care of other people that you don't take time for yourself. So that's a little hint that maybe you're not really getting the need met for yourself in a healthy way. Um, what you avoid. These people will do anything to avoid feeling dispensable. They want to feel like they're the only ones that can do what they do. So if you feel needed, then automatically that means love, right? And that's not necessarily the case. Hate to disappoint other people. Like it will crush these people if they disappoint other people. Um, don't want to feel unappreciated. And rejection, that's another thing will just flatten because they want to feel like what they have to offer is and contribute is so valuable, which it is. It really is. But when it's too much, when it's giving too much and you become intrusive, then that's a hint that you need to find a positive way to meet that need for yourself.
Hey, Chandra, nice to see you here. Ed, I want to ask you all a question. I want to ask all the audience a question. If you've ever, you know what we're talking about here, that feeling that maybe somebody that you're in a relationship or friends even are constantly just on top of you. Just do me a huge favor, throw a one up in the comments. Just throw one up in the comments if you kind of have an idea of what we're talking about when we're saying intrusive behaviors and things like that, because it's really kind of important for us to be able to know that you guys are following along and kind of getting what we're talking about. That way, we know whether or not we need to stick on a topic a little bit longer, and maybe Lynn needs to clarify what it is that I'm trying to say, or we can move on and go on to the next topic real quick and easy. So that would really help us. Well, at least it would help me. But
Yes, great. I love that comment, Rosa.
awesome.
And
Thank you.
afterwards, I'm going to go back to your comment as well. But, the best way is to really go and take the 6 Human Needs Test that's on our website. It really provides some great context and information, and can help you start thinking about, okay, how have I been going about getting this need met, if this is one of your top 2 needs. And then you have a reference point and you can start looking, okay, so what are some ways that I can meet that need for connection? Maybe I've been forcing it. Maybe I need to find a group focused around an interest that I have, or maybe I can try something new that I can connect with some different people. Sometimes connecting with a new group is extremely powerful because it can sort of ground us and give us some bearings, because we've been in our families and our friendships and working relationships, and we've kind of been the same way, and we get the same reaction or response back from those around us. So sometimes getting in with a different group, take a class, take a short course, getting around some other people gives a chance to maybe try out some of the more positive ways to go about meeting that need. But that test is like, we don't come with an instruction manual. This is like the next best thing. So go take it and find out. Because then when you find out when your top 2 needs are, then you're like, oh, then you can start thinking about things in your life and go, right? You remember about certain instances in your life that have stuck with you. And if you're just joining us, I shared a story earlier that goes all the way back to like kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2. It has stuck with me forever, that is related to love and connection. So take the time, like really take the time. Don't gloss over it. Go take the test and really think about it. You want to continue on?
So, yeah, actually, I was just looking at Rosa's comment, and it's really good. I would really like to just touch on that here real quick, because yeah, I like it. So
Rosa's an amazing person. She's a
I'm assuming she's going to say that you are like the most phenomenal person in the world, and we are better for having you here with us tonight. So that's I'm assuming that's what she was going to say, because
yes.
she just froze up there for a second.
I hate that. Yes, Rosa is just outside Toronto, Ontario, Canada. She is a networking and connection guru. She absolutely is. So anybody watching wants some tips, like connect with Rosa. She is the most awesome lady. I love listening. It's been a long time since I've heard your voice, but yeah, she's one smart cookie. Love her. So thank you so much, Rosa, for joining us.
Hey, did you see that that guy Seymour was also following up on her comment?
No, I'm limited on what I can see on the screen. Thank you, Rosa. You're so kind. No, I'll have to go back. We always go back and check comments. Always, always, and we will reply to comments if we don't get to them here.
Later on, folks, you'll figure out what I'm talking about when I said Seymour's following up on Rosa's comments.
Oh.
Anyways. Oh, Lordy.
I'm stressed about freezing all the time.
Well, how about we just move along then, so we can get through this, because
oh my God.
We might not
let's go to the growth and balance part, because I like that part. Like, lead us into I like the positive and things that you can take away. If you recognize yourself as this is a big part of your life, and we've said some things that have made you go, sounds like me, then you're going to want to stick around for this part. Do it up, CJ.
All right. So growth and balance, your goal. I need to take care of myself better and do more and be more aware of my own needs. I need to feel that I can be loved for who I am. and not for what I can give.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it says it all right there. You gotta allow people just to love you, to be friends with you, just and not all the extra that you want to do for them and all the extra you want to give to them. This just we've all heard the saying, just be you, just do you. You do you, I'll do me, and we'll come into the middle, and I guarantee
Yeah.
you we're all going to be a lot happier for that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just let people love you for who you are and not trying to lead with something you can do for them.
So what do you do?
What do you do? Sounds like a song. So, what to
I
do?
know
You
it's
need to practice setting limits. You need to set boundaries for yourself. If it's just too much, what can if you're just feeling run ragged, like what can you, what can you pull back on? What can what can you take off the calendar that you'll feel okay about? You need to develop some clarity around your own needs. What is it that you need to feel good, that you don't feel like you're just burnt out? So what are those things? Sit down and think about what are those things you need, and how you need to get those needs met. How do you feel love? How do you feel connected to people? What is that? You know, you need to be sensitive to when you can be seen as maybe being intrusive and forcing. And we know it's coming from a good place, but it's not in a positive way. So just be mindful of that, being intrusive and controlling, and honor your own feelings. And you got to bring it home. You got to bring it home to yourself.
I got something that I learned years ago when I was first diagnosed with PTSD, and I was in the hospital after having had my stomach pumped and sitting there talking to the psychiatrist. He handed me this notebook. It was those black and white checkered looking notebooks, the journal
Yeah.
style
Yeah.
types. He handed me this notebook and he goes, here's what I want you to do. He goes, I want you to get clarity. I want you to be able to just get everything out of your mind, get everything down on paper. Because once you put it down, you can be clear on what it is that you're looking at. You can read through it over and over until you can really get that true clarity. And that's something that works in a lot of things. Everybody's heard of the Freedom Journal that John Lee Dumas has. Journaling has been something that we just lost Lynn again. And I'm just going to keep on going. She'll come back. She needs to come back because she's going to have to make sense of what it is that I'm telling you right now. So she's like my interpreter. She can interpret the things that I say better than anybody else. That's why we work so well together. But like I was saying, journaling is something that's become more and more popular over the course of the past few years, along with meditations and things like that. And I found that the more I wrote down, the more the more what's the words? Yeah, every time you come back, I forget the words I was trying to say. Anyways, so the more details that I wrote down, the more clear I could become. So I might write down just an idea the first time. Then the second time I write the same thing down, there's a few more details that go into it. And each time that I revisit that, it becomes a little bit more clear and detailed. So, that's something.
Yeah.
If clarity of when we're talking about you need to develop clarity about your own needs and how to satisfy them, maybe that's something that a tactic that you could use. Maybe journaling is something that would really help you out.
Hmm. I agree. And if doing it online, there's some great cloud platforms that you can do it. It's so noisy. We live at such a surface level, and we think we know sometimes. We think we know who we are. But I think so much comes along that we kind of forget a little bit. And journaling is great because it does unlock the floodgates of what you're thinking and how you're feeling. And we live so surface. We're so busy and it's so noisy. And yeah, I agree with you. And it brings clarity that everybody wants. Why can't I this? And how come this always happens? And why? And who am I? And, just drop the perfectionism and just do a brain dump. Just write whatever. Draw pictures if that's what you want.
Exactly. And like anything in life, there's weapons of mass distractions out there. And sometimes even your own needs to want to be able to give and to love will will really kind of interfere with what your goal is. It'll interfere with that clarity. It'll make you feel guilty when you pay attention to your own needs rather than the feelings and the needs of others. So you kind of it's one of those things that we kind of gotta pay close attention to. Um, it A lot can be done when you practice, and I say this because you really do need to practice. But when you practice being aware, awareness is one of those things that we don't really have a lot of in our lives. If you think about it, there's so many things that we do on a day-to-day basis that we are completely unaware of. Driving to work becomes one of those things. So you could drive to work the same way each and every time you go to work. And over the course of maybe a month, 2 months, 6 months, years, all of a sudden you can't remember driving to work that morning
Yeah, yeah, I
or
was just going to say
things like
that.
that. So very much the same thing applies here. There's so many things that we're not aware of, and practicing being aware of if this is a need, a high priority, one of your priority needs, uh, being cognizant of everything that you're doing and how people are reacting to you, especially how people are reacting to you. Because if you see them kind of withdrawing from you, maybe that's a sign that says, maybe getting a little bit too close and pushing a little bit too hard to get in their space.
Hmm. As you go like this to the camera.
I know, right? How is that for an effect? I mean,
Wow. True, true. We can't force love and connection. And it's not because maybe you have money or drive a nice car or whatever that is, which is such Rosa, you're too cute. Um you can't force it. We can't force it. And it's easy to, hey, I have money, or you're always like the one buying the rounds.
and we lost you one more time, but
Oh,
we will catch you back. There you are.
woo!
Awesome.
Oh my God. We're almost done. So this is we gotta get it through. Am I still there?
Yeah, you're still there. You're here. I'm sorry. I was just trying to.
Okay.
Anyways,
I
so
gotcha.
yeah,
I gotcha.
awareness. Be aware of what's going on. Yes, because
Yes.
you you are your own worst enemy when it comes to your meeting your goals.
Yeah,
So how can
absolutely.
others support you in your goal? Others can model on my independence instead of becoming dependent on what I give. Others could ask me about my needs and pay attention to them. Give me appreciation for what I give and also appreciate whenever I say no. People could focus on understanding me instead of trying to change me. That word is huge. That no word, huge, especially
Hmm.
for these people, especially for the people that have love and connection as a very high priority need. Um,
Hmm.
because they don't say it enough. They really don't. These people are the ones that are constantly getting taken advantage of for anything and everything, whether it be just, can I borrow $5, or to, can I stay at your house and all these types of things. Uh, There's, it's impossible sometimes for these people to say no. And
Yeah.
once they've learned how to say no, and they actually say it to people who have been so used to getting whatever they want from them, sometimes that alone can destroy those connections.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Uh, just think about things that when you make decisions in your life, when something comes up, when there's an opportunity, you're asked about something, you're asked to do something, think about when you deal with those. What is it? What's the question that's running in your mind when you do those things? And that will give you a little bit of an idea of um, how you can switch that up. If it hasn't been working for you, how you can switch that up.